Alright, welcome back guys. Yeah, tripping over my words already. We're back for some more Sengoku Rance. Been a long time since I last done this, so I'll also get a few videos of this out as well. Anyways, hopefully the audio mixing is good enough. If not, then I will make sure to go back and you know, fix it for next future episodes. So hopefully I can get this right the first time and not have to do this again. So, what I just did last time, or for the last two action flags, if you guys do remember the last time I left off in this game, what I did was, in order to get rid of, what is this here, Rizna, because by now Rizna is not a very good commander. She literally, I know this is gonna sound horrible, but the only reason why she's here is to give Rance more satisfaction points. Yes, I know that sounds horrible, but let's face it, Rizna is not a very good unit. The only things that she's got going for her is the fact that she has absolute spell guard, which makes her immune to all magic attacks, and the fact that her special ability that you can grant her after, like, through the affection meter, is called Angel Cutter. It's called A Cutter, but the full name is Angel Cutter, and it's like an AoE attack that's super effective against the monks, but it's not really that useful otherwise, so it's not very good. I don't know. It's the only reason why Rizna is here is also because of the fact you want Uruza from Zeth. Yes, Zeth. So yeah, that is the only reason why she's here. So with that though, it ties well into the next thing we need to do, and that is go kind of dungeon crawl a little bit at the underground Mandarin plantation. This is like a high, what do you call it? I'm trying to look for a good word here that might describe this kind of event. It's a high priority event, where if you do not do this, then you cannot stay on the true route, so you must do this before you run out of time. And you'll know when you run out of time, because things go very bad for you very quickly. You don't want that, so you need to do this. In order to find out what I mean by that, you can just you don't have to do this, but you'll just go down Demon King route, and obviously that sounds very fun, doesn't it? Anyways, so the reason for this, in case you guys didn't know, is that the backstory is the Demon King, who is within the pink-haired girl Miki, I think, is trying to, you know, come out again, and in order to prevent that from happening, you need to find some Hirami lemons or something. Let's check the objectives. Yes, Hirami lemon shortage, so Miki is in danger, so she needs to eat those in order to be able to control the demon within her. So that's why we need to go search for them. That's what we're going to do. So this is going to be the first kind of major showing of dungeon crawling in this game. The only reason the dungeon crawling mechanic is not that complicated. The only things that's going on with it is that basically your commanders are or if you click on this button right here, they're ordered from strongest to weakest, and typically speaking, their strength depends on their class. So if they're a warrior, then obviously they're going to be much stronger than, say, like an archer. I think archers are by far the weakest commanders in terms of solo commander battles. Sanada Torin is a tactician, but he's also armed with a bow and arrow, so he's a little bit different. But he's still quite strong. Don't get me wrong. But compared to Kosaka Yoshikage, who is a ninja, Yoshikage is much stronger. So you guys just keep that in mind. On the other hand, though, Uruza is a completely different commander. She's like her own unique niche. So don't take her into account. Like, for example, Yamamoto Isoroku is a very weak single solo commander battle. You just need to keep that in mind. Because it's so weak, in fact, let me just reiterate this. So weak, in fact, that Alina, who's, let's see, even though she's only 2 levels down from her, Alina is much more powerful than Isoroku is in solo commander battles. It's just how it works out. And then Mai the Cage is super goddamn weak, along with Takashi Kazumaru, though he's a little bit different on top of that. Abarakudo-san. Monks as well are not very strong either, and Abarakudo-san is a good example of that. Everyone, surprisingly enough, Kohime is actually a really good for her level anyway, and what you might think of her. She's actually a really good solo commander battle expert. I don't know what to exactly call her, but she's actually pretty good. Anyways, so the normal kind of dungeon crawling technique that I like to use in Sengoku Rance is usually I send out maybe, let's see here, Ranmaru, we send out Kohime, and then we send out Shibata as well. And back we put in Uruza, Suzume, and not him, Kosaka, because Kosaka and Suzume are the ninjas. They will do a lot of DPS, and on top of that, they're very fast because they're ninjas, obviously. So they can one-shot lots of enemies. I think Kosaka can one-shot enemies up to level 20 at level 45, and he gets stronger as you rank up. So there you go. So yeah, just keep in mind that normally speaking, under normal circumstances, in dungeon crawling battles, your commander's unit type, like whether or not their emblem, will dictate how strong they are. Like Ranmaru is just a little bit weaker than Kosaka Yoshikage, even though he starts with all buffs because due to his passive ability. Yes, Kosaka's passive ability does work in dungeon battles as well. And even though he's 15 levels above Ranmaru, Ranmaru is surprisingly not that weaker than not that much weaker than Kosaka. So just keep that in mind. So we start the dungeon battle here. And do keep in mind that because this is technically my first run through of dungeon battles, there will be like set events that you will have to sit through, and unfortunately, some of them are, they're not YouTube appropriate. So when those come up, obviously I'm gonna have to do a little bit of editing so that you don't see those and I don't get in trouble for that. So yeah, normally speaking, because you are limited by your action flags, you need to kind of micromanage your commander so that you don't waste all the important commanders' action flags right away. So normally in this case, Kosaka Yoshikage, you don't need to use him to attack like these level 3 Hannies and Magemen. So you don't use them. So what you do is just press space, or you just go over there, scroll over their unit emblem and just click on standby, so you don't have to have them use up an action flag needlessly. So do something like that, and then just use your front row units and your weaker commanders in order to finish these weaker enemies off. Just makes sense like that. This might be one of those scenes, so I'm going to cut the recording here, just in case it is, so be right back.